Namo tassa bhagavato arahato samma sambuddhassa. Namo tassa bhagavato arahato samma sambuddhassa. Namo tassa bhagavato arahato samma sambuddhassa. Good afternoon, everyone. We are studying 6th chapter, Compendium of categories. Today we will learn hindrances. In Pali, it's called nivarana. So hindrances are so called because they hinder the way to a good rebirth or to attainment of jhana and nibbana. Therefore, it is called nivarana. So they block the way to a good rebirth, attainment of nibbana and jhana. It's called hindrances. Actually, in the Sutta Pitaka, only 5 hindrances are stated in many places. No, most of the places. In Abhidhamma Pitaka, ignorance, avijja is added as the 6 hindrances. So actually, and when you read the suttas, you will find only pancha nivarana, 5 hindrances. And only Abhidhamma, ignorance is added as the 6th hindrance. Many suttas mention 5 hindrances as they define the purity and serenity of the mind. If the 5 hindrances arises in our mind, they define our mind and they destroy our serenity of the mind. And also they weaken our wisdom. So when they arise in our mind, our wisdom or understanding is weakened. So that is how the Sutta mentions regarding with the hindrances. And they also mention these 5 hindrances hinder the mind from seeing one's own good, the good of others, and the good of both. So this is the way the Sutta mentioned regarding with the hindrances. So I think by looking at all these definitions, under the descriptions, we can understand that hindrances are very important. For that reason, in Mahasatipatthana Sutta, under Dhammanosati, contemplation of phenomena, Dhamma, so 5 nivaranas are mentioned as the one category because they are very important. The first 5 hindrances are the major obstacles to the attainment of jhanas. I think that is very important. So even the word jhana means banning 5 hindrances. Jhana has 2 meanings. One of the meaning is burning and cremating 5 hindrances. So that is the meaning of one of the definition of jhana. So I think that's very important. As long as you have hindrances, you cannot attain jhana. So if you want to know about jhana, you have to understand hindrances. What are the hindrances? Only you can remove these hindrances, you can attain jhana. For that reason, in many suttas, or in the Sutta Pitaka, only 5 hindrances are mentioned as the, how to say that, hindrances that block the attainment of concentrations, or the attainment of samatha. In other words, we can say attainment of jhana. The 6th hindrance, ignorance, is the major obstacle to the arising of wisdom. Here, the wisdom is understanding Four Noble Truth, or attainment of nibbana, or attainment of magga or phala. So only through wisdom you will be able to attain magga, phala, and nibbana. But that wisdom have to base on samatha or concentrations. So then only you will have the wisdom will arise in our mind. So the 6 hindrances is a major obstacle to the rising of wisdom. In the jhana state, the mind is temporarily liberated from hindrances. The moment you attain jhana, so the mind is temporarily liberated from those hindrances. But when you come out from jhana, they might come again. So in the path and fruition states, magga and phala, respected hindrances are uprooted once and for all. So when you attain, especially the magga, respected hindrances will be removed. Especially when somebody became Sotapanna, he will remove doubt. So that is the example. I think if you look at this one, Abhidhamma trying to encompass every state of mind, not only jhana but also supramental states. So that means the first 5 the first 5 hindrances block the way to attain jhana or concentrations. And the last one, avijja, block the way to nibbana. So that is the difference between Abhidhamma and Sutta. So when you read the Sutta, you will understand, you will find that the Buddha normally mentions 5 hindrances to show something to remove to attain concentrations. Six hindrances. So the first one is sensory desire, sometimes translated as a sensual desire. Kamicchanda nivarana. So sensual desire. Regarding with the sensual desires, I will quote descriptions from Sammiññaphala Sutta, Tika Nikaya, Sutta number 2. Sammiññaphala talk about how somebody will become arahant. So actually, it's long processes is mentioned in Sammiññaphala Sutta. First, we have to base on sila. Then after that, samadhi. Then based on samadhi, we will have an insight or vipassana. Then only you will become arahant. So all the way to arahant. Actually, later I will give you a full English translation of that sutta. So when we are learning about jhana, and also that how to attain nibbana, how to become arahant. So I will use this sutta, Sammiññaphala Sutta. Sammiññaphala Sutta mentions definition of sensory desire. Having abandoned covetousness, abhijja, for the world, here the world means 5 aggregate. He dwells with the mind free from covetousness. He purified his mind from covetousness. So this is a description of Samminaphala Soda, sensory desire. So having abandoned covetousness. Here covetousness apejami, longing for five aggregate. You long for the rupa or the form, and you long for feeling, perception, and volitional formations and consciousness. So these are called covetousness. So having abandoned covetousness, apeja, for the world, he dwells with the mind free from covetousness. He purifies his mind from covetousness. Here, actually, Visuddhimagga just mentioned the definition. How to say a short definition of what is sensory desire and how to overcome. So here, I think sensory desire means you long for the form, rupa, and you long for feeling, sometimes good feeling, bad feeling, etc. And also you long for your perception, and you are volitional activities, then consciousness, your mind. So this is a sensory desire. Actually, to summarize what is sensory desire, you have a desire, or you want to experience with your senses. You want to see, you want to hear, you want to taste, touch, and smell, and you want to think. So this is called sensory desire. You long for it. For those who want to attain jhana, you have to remove that desire. For that reason, you have to close your eye so that you cannot see. You have to shut down your ear so that you cannot hear the sound, etc. So if you want to have desire to hear something, you cannot attain concentrations. Somebody is playing music, and you want to listen while you are meditating. You listen to that, then you have a sensory desire for the sounds. So then you cannot attain concentrations. So that is hindrances. The sound or desire to listen to sound is hindrance or attainment of concentrations or attainment of jhana. And also, while you are meditating, you have desire to eat something, that's also hindrance. It will block your concentrations, attainment of concentrations. So that is called nibbana for that reason. Sometimes, while you are studying, while you are reading a book for your exam, you have a desire to eat something. So that is a hindrance, right? Hindrance. So that is, you want to see something. Suppose you want to see Facebook, right? You want to see the Facebook while you are studying your lessons. Then your concentration for your lesson is lost. It is a sensual desire is a blocking. It will block for your concentrations, right? For that reason, sensory desire is called hindrance, nibbana. Sensory desire is actually in Sankarava Sutta. So the Brahmin Sankarava asked the question to the Buddha, and he said that, Gautama Buddha, sometimes I forgot about my mantra. Actually, these mantras I have been chanting for a long time. But sometimes, even those mantras, I forgot. Why? So the Buddha gave 5 reasons why. So he cannot memorize mantras, he forgot about mantras. Just like that, so when you listen, when you are studying the lessons, so there are 5 hindrances that will block your study. So in that sutta, the Buddha said that 5 hindrances. So here, 5 hindrances mean without ignorance. 5 hindrances are hindrances. So that deter someone to even to remember, some mantras or some lesson that you are skillful earlier. So in that sutta, the Buddha said that 5 are hindrances. So giving a very beautiful simile. So here, sensory desire is like the water mixed with various colors. The water does not have any color. So if you mix with the color, can you see your face in the water? Cannot see, just like that. So when you have a sensual desire, then that sensual desire will block your concentration. For that reason, it is called hindrances, nivarana. It's very beautiful, right? The water itself is very clear. You can see your face if the water is very stable. Just like that, if our mind is stable and clear, then we can see what is happening in our mind, what is happening in our body, just like a clear water. But now the water is mixed with the various colors. For that reason, you cannot see your own face in that water. But of course, you can see a little bit, but you cannot see it clearly. Just like that, if you have a sensual desire in your mind, you cannot attain concentration or jhana. Question? Easy, right? Second one is away, vyapara. If you are angry, you cannot study your lessons, let alone concentration, jhana. Even slight amount of away is a hindrance for the attainment of jhana, attainment of concentrations. So here, Samanya Phala said that having abandoned away, vyapara, the away is nothing but hatred or anger. Hatred, he dwells with the benevolent mind, sympathetic for the welfare of all living beings. So that is actually the opposite of away. So by reading this line, you can understand what is away. So the away here means the opposite of benevolent mind, or the opposite of sympathetic, sympathy toward all living beings, the opposite of compassion, the opposite of loving kindness. So that is away. So if you can purify your mind from away or hatred, then you can attain concentration, or you can attain jhana. If you have even slight degree of away or irritation in your mind, you cannot attain jhana. Sometimes when we are meditating, we have a lot of pain here and there, you cannot attain jhana. Because if you do not like that pain, that is called away. Actually, we don't need to explain in detail, right? We have learned about away, hatred. Maybe I want to share again regarding with away or anger. The Buddha taught very beautifully. It's called Lekha Sutta. Lekha means writing. Actually, we have learned in 2 years ago. I don't know whether you still remember. If you write on the stone, very difficult to erase. Just like that, some people have hatred, so their hatred is engraved, just like writing on the stone, cannot be removed. Such one, maybe resentment, very bad. The second one is writing on the ground. So it is easier to erase. It can be erased with the wind or rain, easily erased. So such anger or hatred stay acceptable, and we all have such anger or hatred. But in our mind, we shouldn't keep that anger or hatred for a long time, just like writing on the ground. Another one is writing on the water. As soon as you write, it will be erased at once. Even you cannot see the letter. So the last one, even though you see someone that you do not like, you do not show any anger or hatred. But of course, deep in your mind, a little bit of irritation. You don't like it, but you do not show it. Just like you're writing on the water. But of course, if you write that level, the best. So we shouldn't show our anger to other people. But of course, inside we don't like it. But if you do not write anywhere, the best. No need to write, right? Even though you see someone you don't like, even though you hear the sound you don't like, you don't have any anger. Two criteria, mindfulness and knowing thoroughly, Samuccaya. I think these two are very important. I think so. Mahasatipatthana mentioned two criteria, not two, three criteria actually. Sati, mindfulness, Samuccaya, knowing, or how to say, clearly comprehension. You know what they are talking. You know who they are. You know what you are doing. Samuccaya. Another one is atapi. Atapi is energetic. You are energetic, not how to say, not passive. So you suppose when you see or when you hear something you don't like, energetic, full of energetic, then full of mindfulness, full of comprehension, knowing thoroughly. So Satipatthana mentioned three criteria. Okay, I need the best two are Sati and Samuccaya. Okay. Sangarava Sutta, the Buddha gave a beautiful simile. So awe or anger is like the water heated over a fire, or you boil the water. So when the water is boiling, can you see your face inside? No. You might be able to see a little bit, but no, cannot. Boiling, no? Cannot see your face. Just like that, when you are angry towards someone, when you are angry thinking something, concentration is lost. So awe or anger is a blocking stone or hindrance for the attainment of jhana or concentrations. Not only the jhana, wholesome actions, wholesome deed. Sometimes you are doing good things, then it will come in your mind. Then your good deed is disrupted, right? Disrupted. So for that reason, awe is a hindrance to arise wholesome mental state. Next one is a sloth and torpor, Tinameda. So when you are sleepy, you cannot attain concentrations. When you are sleepy, you will not know what I'm talking. So you were lost. You will not understand what I'm explaining. Sloth and torpor. So we have learned this one also. Sloth and torpor are a state of laziness that displays energy. Even though you have a full rest, even though you are healthy, when you come to class, sleepy. Some people have a habit, you know. Even one of the students honestly apologized me. So when I see that she is sleepy, please forgive. But it's good, you know. She apologized. I told her, no, it's okay. Feel free to sleep. At least you will have a good rest in the class, you know. Yeah. So sometimes, but of course, sleepiness can cause because of sloth and torpor. Sometimes because you are tired. Later I will come to the point. So here, because you don't have energy or effort, for that reason, laziness came in. Because of laziness, sloth and torpor arises. Having no driving power, they reduce the capacity of the mind and body to continue to walk, or to continue to study, or to continue to meditate because of sloth and torpor. Sloth and torpor is one of the hindrances for the attainment of jhana or concentrations. Then Samanya philosopher mentioned that having abandoned sloth and torpor, he dwells perceiving light. Actually here, sloth and torpor is the opposite of mindfulness, the opposite of clearly comprehending. Sati, sampajana. Sati and sampajana. And also, so when you are sleepy, when you are sloth and torpor, you open your eye and see the light. Then you are sloth and torpor away, driving away. The Buddha gave one of the methods. Even though you open your eye, even though sloth and torpor stay persist, trying to your ear, stretch, right? Trying to stretch your ear. So in this way, sloth and torpor way disappear. Even though stay persists, then you take a walk. Stand up and take a walk. Then even though sloth and torpor stay persists, then you wash your face. You wash your face. Then stay sleepy. The Buddha said, go and sleep. Go and sleep. The Buddha gave advice to Venerable Moggallana. You know, Venerable Moggallana is Sotapanna. Stay practicing to attain arhathood. Then sleepy. And the Buddha knew his mind. Then the Buddha right away taught to, actually very far, no? The Buddha right away taught to Venerable Moggallana. So these are the things you can dispel your sleepiness. So that is a sloth and torpor, right? Sloth and torpor are compared in the Sangarava Sutta. So sloth and torpor are compared with the water covered with the moss and water plants. So if the water is covered with the moss and water plants, you cannot see your face. Just like that, when the sloth and torpor arises in our mind, we cannot continue to meditate, you cannot study, you cannot do wholesome deed, sleepiness. So when you are sleepy, you know, they are, I want to say, step by step. Sloth and torpor always arise together. So the Buddha said, sloth and torpor is one of the hindrances. Actually, in the Amanda factor, sloth and torpor are different, right? Sloth is one factor, torpor is another factor. But when the Buddha talk hindrances, the Buddha combined these two. So the reason is, so they are the opposite of energy or effort. So when you have a sloth and torpor, your energy or effort is gone. So when you have energy in your mind and body, then there is no sloth and torpor. So they are the opposite of virya, energy. For that reason, so the Buddha explain them together. So even though we take it as a one nivarana, so we have to take it two mental factors. Sloth mental factor and torpor mental factor. Then, as I earlier said that, Arahant also feels sleepy. Not because of sloth and torpor. Arahant, the Buddha, feels sleepy, not because of sloth and torpor, because of bodily fatigue. Just like a plant wither under the burning sun. So Arahant and also the Buddha also have to take a rest. Sometimes because of fatigue, sometimes because of here the backache. The Buddha very often have a backache. So the Buddha taught to Venerable Sariputta and other monks. Then the orient is stay fresh, stay willing to listen to the Dhamma. I have a backache, so I want to take a rest. So you continue to teach the Dhamma. No joke. Many places, you know. Even the Buddha. For that reason, the Buddha is very lovely, very simple, right? Just like a normal human being. So Arahant also feels sleepy, not because of sloth and torpor, but because bodily fatigue. The rest of the individuals feel sleepy because of two reasons. Sometimes sloth and torpor, sometimes bodily fatigue. Of course, sometimes I see that some people sleepy and have a sloth and torpor in the class. I understand because they come from their job, they work. Maybe they may be very tired in the job. For that reason, they are sleepy. Not because of sloth and torpor, because of bodily fatigue. Question? Any question? Okay, easy. Let's go. Next one is restlessness and worry. Odicca and kokocha. Here also, we have to take it as a one nivarana, even though restlessness and worry are different mental factors. So Samuccaya Sutta said that having abandoned restlessness and worry, odicca, kokocha, he dwells at ease within himself. At ease within himself, with a peaceful mind. So when restlessness and worry arises in our mind is not at ease. We are not peaceful. So when we are restless, our mind is restless, and if we have a lot full of worry, we cannot meditate, and you cannot study your lessons. So for that reason, restlessness and worry also hindrance for the attainment of Bodhisattva, especially concentrations. He purifies his mind from restlessness and worry. So actually when you read the Sutta, you will understand what is restlessness. So here, restlessness and worry mean you are not at ease, and you are not peaceful. Your mind is not peaceful. That is the opposite of restlessness and worry. Actually, we have learned in the second chapter. So in Singala Sutta, the Buddha said that they are just like the water stirred by the wind. If the water is shaken by the wind, you cannot see your face in that water. Of course, you can see a little bit, not just like a boiling water, not just like a water mixed with moss and water plants. But you can still see a little bit, but you cannot see it very clearly. Just like for that reason, restlessness and worry are hindrance for the attainment of concentration, let alone Nibbana. Restlessness and worry are also combined together and counted as a one Nibbana. The reason is they are the same in terms of the opposition of concentrations. So they are the opposite of concentration. For that reason, so the Buddha combined these two mental factors together and take it as a one Nibbana. So when you study Abhidhamma, especially in YMPA, you have to count two mental factors. Next one is doubt, vicikiccha. In Samuccaya Sutta, and you will learn that having abandoned doubt, vicikiccha, he dwells as one who has passed beyond doubt and perplexed about wholesome states. Here, wholesome states. He purifies his mind from doubt. So here, so according to many suttas, here doubt means the Dhamma and Buddha and Sangha. So if you have a doubt about the Dhamma, meditation, your practice, then you cannot continue. You're practicing Anapanasati, breathing meditation, so you are not quite sure whether this is the real path for the attainment or higher achievement. You have a doubt. If you have such a doubt, it is hindrance for the concentrations, for the attainment of Magga-phala, Nibbana, etc. So doubt also one of the hindrances. In Sangara Sutta, the Buddha gave the simile of the muddy water. If the water is muddy, cannot see. You totally cannot see. Just like that, if you have a doubt about triple genes, especially when you are meditating, if you doubt about your practice, then you cannot continue. You cannot attain further attainment. Just like a concentration, Magga-phala, jhana, etc. For that reason, Sangara Sutta is very beautiful. It talks about hindrances. And the Buddha said that if you have these 5 hindrances, you will forget about what you have learned. You cannot study new things, the Buddha said. So this is in the suttas, all these 5 hindrances are mentioned as in Nibbana. So Abhidhamma, the first book called Abhidhamma. Actually, earlier I have given the citation, Palita Society. So ignorance, avijja is added as one of the hindrances. Actually, according to the suttas, ignorance or avijja means not knowing Four Noble Truth. So according to Abhidhamma, ignorance is non-knowledge of 8 things. Four Noble Truth, 1, 2, 3, 4. Then prenatal past. You don't know, no knowledge of the past life. And the post-natal future, no knowledge of future life. And the past and future together, both. Then dependent origination, according to Abhidhamma. That's all ignorance. So actually, as I earlier said that the first 5 nivaranas hinder the way to jhana. And the last one hinder the way for the attainment of wisdom. Without wisdom, you cannot attain Magga-phala, Nibbana. How to abandon hindrances. So you can read the book called Abhidhamma Studies, Volume 2, page number 53. momentary abandoning hindrances. So if you want to abandon, especially 5 hindrances, by way of dana, sila, and mundane samadhi and panya, according to commentary. So if you are doing dana, if you are observing sila, if you are meditating, mundane samadhi, and if you are meditating insight meditation, taking insight meditation, mundane panya, then you will be able to abandon these 5 hindrances. These 5 hindrances momentarily for a while. And second one is suppressing hindrances by way of jhana samadhi. If you attain jhana, you suppress those 5 hindrances. You still have it, but you just suppress. But only through magga, supramundane panya, so magga and phala, so you will be able to eradicate all the hindrances once and for all. So this is the way to abandon hindrances. So when we are doing dana sila bhavana, so we trying to clear hindrances in our mind. Then when you attain jhana, you try to suppress those hindrances for a long time. Then when you attain supramundane path, then you can remove all these hindrances once and for all. So it's the way to abandon hindrances. Three steps, right? 3 steps. Okay, so this is the hindrances, 5 hindrances. Question? No question. Then let's continue. And second category is latent dispositions. Latent dispositions. Sometimes we call it underlying tendency. Bhikkhu Bodhi used underlying tendency in his the last book, Samdha English translation of Samdha. But in this book, he used the word latent dispositions. Latent dispositions called anusia. So anusia are defilements which lie along with the mental process to which they belong. So arising to the surface as obsessions, so whenever they meet with the suitable conditions. Actually, the underlying tendency, underlying tendency is deep inside our mind. So as long as, so they are latent deep inside the mind to arise, so long as they have not been eradicated with the supramundane path. Supramundane path means magga and phala. Magga. So that means we have latent tendency in our mind before we attain jhana. So whenever conditions arises, they come up. So later I will give you some example. So even though all they are defilements, in a sense, latent disposition. So 7 mentioned here are the most prominent defilements. Actually, they are just defilements, but they are the most prominent in our mind. So they deep inside in our mind, latent. Bhikkhu Bodhi used underlying tendency in his translation or English translation, Samdha. So within a Sanyota, so I will give you 3 examples. The underlying tendency to last, raganusaya, in regard to pleasant feeling. So this is a the nature of anusia, underlying tendency. Normally when we see and when we hear, when we taste, when we touch, pleasant things, we have a pleasant feeling. So when we have a pleasant feeling, the underlying tendency to less likely to arise. If we do not have sati and sampajanya, then you see pleasant things, then pleasant feeling arise. Based on pleasant feeling, if you do not have sati and sampajanya, then lust or attachment will arise. For that reason, deep in our mind, so as long as we do not attain magga, we still have underlying tendency in our mind. So when we see pleasant things, lust or greed likely to arise, or potential to arise. Second one is the underlying tendency to aversion in regard to painful feeling. So when we experience painful feeling, when we have a pleasant, unpleasant things, unpleasant feeling or painful feeling arise in our mind, then by those times, aversion is leading inside, potential to arise. When you are walking under the very hot weather, when somebody criticizes you, or when you eat a bad food, etc., and painful feeling will arise. So in those times, aversion is underlying tendency. If you do not have sati and sampajanya, then aversion or hatred will arise. For that reason, we need to meditate. Meditation will help us maintain stability of our mind, especially mindfulness and sampajanya. So when you experience painful feeling, you just take note, just a painful feeling, that's all. No aversion will arise. But if you do not remove with the supramental path, then you still have underlying tendency to aversion. The next one is the underlying tendency to ignorance in regard to neither painful nor pleasant feeling. So actually the feeling is not clear to you, neither painful nor pleasant. If you do not have sati and sampajanya, ignorance is latent, likely to arise. But if you are mindful, if you know very clearly what you are doing, what you are reading, why you are meditating, then there is no place for ignorance. Wisdom and sati will arise. If sati and panya arises in your mind, there is no place for ignorance. But here, so only arahant totally remove ignorance. The rest, even non-returner, they still have ignorance. They still have attachment to the jhana, the Brahma realm, etc. So that is because of ignorance. So these are the examples. So we have a 7 latent dispositions or 7 underlying tendencies. So this is a mention in the Sutta. The 6th Abhidhamma text, Yamaka, mention about anusia, latent disposition in detail. I learned when I was 60 years old. Now forgot. Go back to the book. 60 years old, we study and we learn by heart, and it talk about in details. And there are 7 anusia. But of course, when I read again, it will come back again. But here, not difficult. 7 latent disposition. Number 1, the latent disposition to sensual lust or sensory lust, kama raga anusia, in regard to pleasant feeling. So in regard to pleasant feeling. So that is one of the hindrances. Sorry, one of the latent dispositions. So when we experience pleasant feeling, sensual desire likely to arise, underlying deep inside our mind. If we are mindful, if we clearly comprehend, there is no place for sensory desire or sensual desires. It is greed, mental factor. The second one is the latent disposition to attachment to existence, bhava raga nusaya. So here we have a lot of existences, sphere existence, and fine material existence, and immaterial existence. So we have a latent disposition to attachment to existence. If we do not have sati and sampajana, so that's attachment likely to arise. That is called attachment to existence. That does not arise in your mind. Potential to arise if you are not mindful. And third one, the latent disposition to aversion, patika nusaya. So aversion is hatred. And second one also greed. Second one, attachment to the existence. And third one, the latent disposition to aversion in regard to the unpleasant feeling. Sometimes, actually, even though we experience pleasant feeling, sometimes you don't like it. So in those times, aversion may arise. But of course, aversion arises mostly based on unpleasant things. So that is aversion also deep in our side. As long as you do not become non-returner, you still have it. Anytime if you meet with on certain conditions, favorable conditions, then aversion may arise. Then the fourth one, the latent disposition to conceit, mana nusaya, conceit. Actually, when we learn the second chapter, I explain about conceit. Conceit, three types of conceit. I would say that comparison based on ego. You try to compare with other people based on your ego, selfishness. I am higher, I am more handsome, I am more educated, I am richer, etc. If it is based on ego, that is called mana. Sometimes you need to evaluate between two people, between you and other people. If you compare without ego, that's not mana. It's very important to differentiate. So many people misinterpret mana. Actually, even English translation conceit is not correct. It covers only one part. We have three type of comparison. Sometimes we compare with other people which are very lower than us. So he is less intelligent, less educated, and poor and ugly. I am more handsome than that person, like this. But if you compare based on ego, selfishness, that is mana. Sometimes, so you are less educated, and you are poor, and you are less knowledgeable, then you compare with higher one. But here, depression came in. Because of mana. You compare with other people are higher than you, then you feel depressed. Many people have it. trying to compare with other people. That's our second nature. Actually, it's quite natural. We're trying to compare with other people. So if we compare with based on ego, then depression came in. That's because of mana. Even such type of comparison based on ego is called mana. That's not a conceit, right? That's not a conceit. So that means conceit just cover only one definition. Sometimes you and other people are the same. So you and me are not different. Don't teach me. Conceit came in. Sorry, mana came in. You compare based on ego, right? Ego. So that's also mana. I mean that's very important. For that reason, I translate mana as a egoistic comparison, egocentric comparison. You compare with other people based on ego. That's mana. But you compare with other people based on understanding and wisdom. That's not a mana. You can compare, you can evaluate. So that is not a mana. So here, normally, deep inside our mind, even the arahant, even the non-returner, they still have an ego. So when we teach about the ego, I explain regarding with Venerable Nuroda. So Venerable Nuroda is a non-returner, and he thinks that if he continue to practice insight meditation, he will quickly become arahant. But without practicing insight meditations, he trying to develop skillfulness in supernatural powers, miracle, just like to recollect a lot of past life, to recollect the life of other people. He's very skillful in those abhidhamma, or abhidhamma means a higher knowledge. So he can perform a lot of miracles. Then he started to practice insight meditation. But he couldn't attain arahanthood. He couldn't become arahant. Then he approached to Venerable Sariputta and asked, actually, Venerable Sariputta, then mind concentration is very deep. Then I can remember many lifetimes, but even though I try hard, I couldn't become arahant. Why? Then Venerable Sariputta said that I can see many my previous life. That is mana. That's mana. Even I can see. Based on his ego. Actually, we shouldn't say ego. It's very strong. But as a non-returner, he doesn't have any intention to harm other people. But based on his ability to see previous many lives, that's the ego. Even though I'm trying hard, why I'm going to attain arahanthood? That is restlessness. So like this, those are hindrances for the attaining of arahanthood. Then Venerable Anuruddha realized, then he practiced, then he became arahant. I can see many past lives. There is according to Venerable Sariputta, based on his ability.
Isn't that one under ignorance? I'm just
okay. Oh, very simple question. It's okay. It's not ignorance. Ignorance means not knowing Four Noble Truth.
Because he can see many lives, so he's not comparing with anyone. He just knows that he can see many lives.
No, based on his ability. Here, even we cannot say comparison. based on how to say I can see, not comparing with other people, but maybe comparing his ability. I think other people, even though they do not have those ability, they become arahant. In my case, even the one who is skillful in those deeper level of concentrations or paññāna, higher knowledge, why? That's comparison, mana. Very subtle one, very subtle mana. Okay.
Can I say that his non-self? That's why.
Sorry?
Non-self.
Oh, actually, not non-self. It's about mana. Mana means, based on his ability, I can see. That is, a very subtle point of mana. Of course, it doesn't harm other people. It block his way. It hinder the way attainment of arhathood. Yeah. Okay.
I think, so, when you practice, when a person practices, some things are not easy to see.
Yeah.
Especially in Dhamma, when you look at your tendencies, they're not easy to see.
Yeah.
So where do you draw the line between conceit and knowing himself? Maybe whenever he knew, he was just stating that maybe I can see the hundreds of billions of systems, life systems and lives. So where do you draw the line between knowing it and knowing himself? And I think that because of himself, the person said, to become it's a very fine line.
Very fine line. Very.
Yeah. So, for me, I also struggle a lot to know where there's a phobia and where there's a phobia.
Yeah.
Yeah. So, where does it cross over to become something like mana or something? You know what I mean, right?
Yeah, I understand. But of course, mana is akusala. Why I cannot become arahant? Actually his mind is restless. So actually in Sankarava Sutta, the Buddha gave a simile of water, star with the wind, star by wind. So if water is shaking with the wind, then you cannot see your face very clearly. So whenever Anuruddha is practicing meditating, actually he shouldn't think about his supernatural attainments, or he shouldn't think why I couldn't attain arahant, I shouldn't become arahant. Shouldn't think. So such thinking hinder or block the way for the attainment of arhathood. That is a restlessness. And regarding, as I earlier said, regarding with the mana, earlier I gave a egoistic comparison. But here, in this case, in the case of Venerable Anuruddha, so his mana is not very, very bad. It's very subtle mana, based on his ability. So when we learn mana, we talk about wrong view, the difference between wrong view and mana. Even though you have right view, but if you have, how to say, if you think based on your ability, there's a type of, attachment.
You said that whenever he was asking himself, thinking.
Yeah, thinking.
Yeah, that's right. But again, there's this problem of where it crosses the line, because sometimes thinking is necessary.
Sorry, thinking?
Thinking is necessary for thinking passing forward, as you evaluate.
Yeah.
Right? And where you are, on the path, and you try to see what you should do to get there. So again, very thin line to cross between thinking in terms of investigating
In Mahasatipatthana Sutta, the Buddha says only one way for the attainment of Nibbana, that is mindfulness. You have to be very mindful what you are doing. Other than mindfulness, if you are thinking about your ability at the time, you are thinking other things, just like why I could become arahant. That is another thinking. So those are hindrances. Those are hindrances. So for the attainment of Nibbana, to become arahant, so you have to focus. Mindful. You are meditation object. Other than that, no other thinking shouldn't be blocked. For that reason, Venerable Sariputta clearly said that. Why I cannot become arahant? That is a restlessness. No, by that time, when you're meditating, no thinking at all. You just focus on your meditation object. Be mindful. That's all. No, not even desire to attain Nibbana. By that time. Yeah. I mean, before you meditate, of course, you can have a desire to attain Nibbana, or desire to attain Maggaphala, or desire to attain Jhana. But the moment you start meditating, no other thing at all, no other thinking, just mindfulness. Yeah. That is a thinking. Thinking is not a. It is you divert to another direction. No thinking at all. Just mindful. You mean? Did you really mean not meditate? Oh yeah, you can do it. Outside of meditation, you can evaluate, not based on your own ego. You can evaluate your achievement, what you have done. You can evaluate situation you and other people. Outside of meditation is okay, but when you are meditate, you have to focus on only meditation object. For that reason, in Zen meditation, they always say that one of the meditator asked the question, the meditation master, why I meditate, the Buddha came into my mind, what should I do? Then the meditation master said that, kill the Buddha. You know, even image of the Buddha is a hindrance in your mind. What we have to do is mindful, or your breathing. That's all. No other job. Only one way. So if you're many ways, you cannot attain Nibbana. Okay. I think it's very satisfying. Very satisfying. Thank you. So you can sit. And next one is the latent disposition to wrong view. But of course, if you have a wrong view, you cannot attain concentration, magga and phala. The latent disposition to doubt, we have already explained. The doubt is latent in our mind. If condition arises, it likely to arise. And the last one is ignorance. Of course, ignorance is a underlying tendency. It's always there. When we are not mindful, when we do not have sati and sampajana, when you do not make any effort, atapi, energetic, then ignorance will arise. Underlying tendency. So these are 7 latent dispositions. Okay. Next one is the 10 factors. I think you look at your book. You look at the book. You don't have a book, then you can take the book from Sandra. after class. Because it's good to have a book. Yeah, okay. We have 10 factors or sanyojana. So here, factors or sanyojana, that means bind the beings to the cycle of existence. So we are bind or tied in the cycle of existence because of these 10 factors. The facts set for the 10 factors is mentioned both in the Sutta Pitaka and Abhidhamma Pitaka. The second set only mentioned in Abhidhamma Pitaka. Actually, according to Abhidhamma Sangaha, 10 sets of sanyojanas are mentioned. The first set is mentioned both Abhidhamma and Sutta Pitaka. But in Abhidhamma Sangaha, just mentioned as a Sutta method. And second set, or the 10 sanyojana, are mentioned in Abhidhamma Pitaka. 10 factors according to Sutta method. The first one, the factor of sensual lust. Kama raga sanyojana. So we are tied with the sensual desire. For that reason, we are going around samsara. Sensual desires. So when you escape from sensual desire, then you still go to Brahma Loka. If you still have attachment to existence, five material and immaterial existence. So the factor of sensual lust, that is the lobha, or greed to experience with the senses. So that is the sensual lust. Second one, the factor of attachment to the 5 material existence, rupa raga sanyojana. So when you have attachment to your rupa jhana, that is called attachment to 5 material existence. When you have attachment to rupa brahmaloka, that is called attachment to the 5 material existence. Actually, in the 5th chapter, we have learned that the Brahma, they have, eons of lifespan. Eons and eons of lifespan. Then you want to become a Brahma, so that is called attachment to 5 material existence. And also, if you attach to rupa jhana also, that is called rupa raga sanyojana. So you are tied with that attachment. That for that reason, you cannot attain Nibbana. You're going around samsara. And the third one, the factor of attachment to immaterial existence. So you have attachment to immaterial existence. You want to become Arupa Brahma. You want to be born in the Arupa Brahma Loka. Attachment to immaterial existence. So because of that attachment, then you are bound to the cycle of existence. So here I'm color with the red color. So in the Abhidhamma method, so these two will be combined together. It will be attachment to existence. So when you say attachment to existence, it can be rupa, arupa existence. So they will be combined together in Abhidhamma method. The next one is the factor of aversion. Factor of aversion. Sometimes you tie with the greed. You want to see it, you want to hear it. So that is the attachment or the factor of sensual lust. Sometimes you hate it, you hate a place, you hate a person, you hate something. So your mind tied to that. That is called the factor of aversion. Sometimes we remember someone we quarrel with. So that is called the factor of aversion. Actually, in Burmese, we always call Sanyojana. Sanyojana is one of the Burmese. It became in Burmese language. So it means a strong attachment between two persons, or strong attachment to a place. That's Sanyojana. So when we use the word Sanyojana in Myanmar, they understand this is a love between two people, love between people and the place. Or you have Sanyojana about your house, about your car, your family member. Actually, that usage is totally incomplete. It is not wrong, it's not incomplete. So for that reason, we always explain that we also have a variety of factors, including the factor of aversion. Even though we don't like a person, if condition arises in our mind, we remember that person. That is the factor of aversion. Then I think for you, you're very lucky. You don't have such a misunderstanding. So when we are explaining Sanyojana in Burmese, we have to point out this one. So we have a lot of Sanyojana, not only the left, but of course sensual lust is just one of the Sanyojana. The factor of aversion, Patika Sanyojana. The factor of conceit because of mana, and the factor of wrongdoing, the factor of adherence to the rights and virtues. Actually, we stick to rights and virtues. Even though you are advanced Buddhist, even though a good Buddhist, with a full of understanding, but you cannot keep up your rights and virtues. So that is called the factor of adherence to the rights and virtues. That's human nature. Only you become Sotapanna, you were able to keep up for this one. The factor of doubt, which is Kecha, the factor of restlessness. But here I give the red color one. The earlier one, the attachment to five material existence, the attachment to immaterial existence. These two will be combined into one as a attachment to existence. But here in the Abhidhamma method, number 9, the factor of restless will be replaced with another two factors. So in this way, you don't need to remember another time. Right? Very easy, the way to memorize. And the last one is the factor of ignorance. Because of ignorance, we are going around samsara. So these are 10 factors according to Sutta method. According to Abhidhamma method, we also have 10 factors. So before we go to Abhidhamma method, I want to mention important division of 10 factors. So we have a 5 lower factors. Following 5 factors are called Orambhagiya Sanyojana. So they are called 5 lower factors because they can reset a rebirth in a lower existence. So here, lower existence means 11 sense sphere realms. If you have 5 lower factors, then you will bind in samsara in the 11 sense sphere realms. 4 planes, human realm, 6 heavenly realms. If you had these 5 lower factors. Number 1, identity view, Sakkaya Deity. If you have a Sakkaya Deity, Identity view means you identify yourself as I. Actually, this is a combination of 5 aggregate. You do not understand as a 5 aggregate. You identify yourself as I, my body, like this. Those are identity view, Sakkaya Ditthi. And also, the idea of soul, if you believe the idea of soul, there's also Sakkaya Ditthi. Then doubt. If you have doubt about triple genes, then you cannot be born in lower existence, upper existence. Then clinging to rights and rituals. Then sensory desire and iwi. So these 5 lower factors will result in the lower, a rebirth in the lower existence. So the first 3 factors are eradicated by stream interest, Sotapanna. The last 2 by non-returners. The last 2 by non-returners. Sensory desire and iwi are eradicated by non-returner. Actually, in the Sutta Pitaka, so when the Buddha want to talk about stages of sainthood, so the Buddha explained based on 10 factors. So these 5 factors are called lower factors. The reason is they will result a rebirth in the lower existence. So the rest of the 5 are called 5 upper factors, Odambhagiya. The reason is it will result a rebirth in the upper existence. Upper existence here means Rupa and Arupa Loka, 5 material and immaterial realms. So they are totally removed by arahants. Only someone become arahant will be able to remove all these ones. For that reason, even though Venerable Anuruddha is non-returner, he cannot remove conceit, breathlessness. Number 1, the factor of attachment to 5 materials. If you have attachment to your jhana, you cannot attain Nibbana, you cannot become arahant. Then it will, when you die with that attachment, you will have a rebirth in the Brahma realm, Rupa Brahma. Attachment to 5 materials. The second one is the factor of attachment to immaterial existence. If you have attachment to the immaterial existence or jhana, when you die, then you will go to Brahmaloka. For that reason, the Buddha said in one of the sutta, some people, at the 4th jhana or the 4th immaterial jhana, neither perception or non-perception, very high, very profound. But at the moment you do not have any attachment to your jhana or the jhana factor at that moment, you can become arahant. So Venerable Sariputta became arahant like this. But many people, so they attach to jhana factor, equanimity at that time. So profound and so settled that attached to that. And that is called attachment to immaterial existence or immaterial jhana factor. Then if they die, go to Arupa Brahma Loka. So it will result a rebirth in the upper realm. That is called Odambhagiya, upper factor. Then next one, the factor of conceit, Mana. Then the factor of restlessness, Uddhacca Sanyojana. But of course, someone like non-returner, restlessness is not like normal people. Very settled one, right? If your mind is not purely focused on your meditation, it can be restlessness. The meditator, his mind, Buddha image appear in his mind. That is restlessness. So his mind is not tranquilized or not focused on meditation object. For that reason, it's called restlessness. Oh, sorry. 2, 3, 4, 5. I don't know what happened. The factor of ignorance. So only Arahant will be able to remove all these 5 upper factors. According to Abhidhamma method, we have 10 factors. You can look at the book. Abhidhamma method, the factor of attachment to 5 material existence and attachment to immaterial existence are combined together as the attachment to existence. So actually, according to Surana method, we have 10. Among these 10, you combine 2, now 9. Then restlessness is replaced with another 2 other factors. The factor of envy and the factor of avarice. Then it became 10. 2 and 3 combined 1 as the attachment to existence. Number 9, restlessness is replaced with another 2, envy and avarice. I think it's a very good on the shortcut way to remember. Question? Okay. Oh.
How do we change the restlessness and replace it with 2 different types?
Maybe I think only one answer according to individual dispositions. Individual disposition means some people will have a enlightenment or understanding if the Buddha explained, with the envy and avarice. The Buddha may use this one. But even though Abhidhamma Sangha said it is according to Abhidhamma method, we can find in Anguttara Nikaya as well. No, what I want to say is sometimes it can be even though it is said Abhidhamma method, it can be found in Sutta Pitaka as well. So here I think that the answer is according to different disposition. For that reason, we always say that sometimes the Buddha explain nama, just nama rupa. So for intelligent people, the Buddha just need to use only 2 words, nama rupa. We have a nama rupa. If you understand, if you can analyze nama rupa with your own wisdom, and they will attain, they will become arahant. Then some people need to explain further. The Buddha may use 5 aggregate, right? Rupa as a aggregate form, nama as a form. Sometimes some people not intelligent enough, then the Buddha need to explain 12 like this. Sometimes 18 like this, based on individuals. Here also I think we replace restlessness because with the envy and avarice. The same method can be applied. So here I think I also found it in Anguttara Nikaya as well. Even though Manuel said that it is Abhidhamma method, we can also find the Sutta Pitaka as well. Right? So anyway. And do remember that Abhidhamma Sangha is not purely Abhidhamma. A combination of 2. We are studying Sutta Pitaka as well. Especially the last 3 chapters can be found in Sutta Pitaka. For that reason, I say that in very famous meditation master, Abhidhamma master in Myanmar, Lady Sayadaw said that if you are expert not this one. This one. In Pali. Normally we have to memorize this one, all the Pali from this book. Then we have to learn, Burmese translation, and we have to learn, all the 89 chapter, 121 chapter like that. Based on this one. For that reason, Bhikkhu Bodhi said that this one, this small book is the key to open the treasure of Abhidhamma Pitaka. The key, without understanding this one, hard to go to Abhidhamma Pitaka. Okay. Then the last one in this session is the 10 defilements, kilesa. Actually, kilesa or defilements we often use. The defilements are so called because they define beings. They define our mind. They afflict or torment the mind. That's called kilesa. So if we have one of the 10 defilements, it will afflict our mind. They will afflict our mind, and they will define our mind. You may want to know that why we have a lot of categories. For that reason, it's called category. We have a lot of categories, even though the Buddha say underlying tendency or latent disposition. The latent disposition and 10 type of factors, they are similar. They are similar. Only based on other, different approach. So I think we have to understand in such a way. Sometimes the Buddha said that we have a 3 type of craving. Sometimes the Buddha say we have a 6 type of craving. But they are the same. But depending on conditions, the Buddha used different terms and different approach. So here, defilements, number 1, greed, no need to explain. Hatred, delusion, greed, hatred, delusion, they define our mind. They define our mind. If you are greedy, your mind is defined. Not clear, then you do not know what to do, good or bad. If you are angry, do not know. If your mind is deluded, do not know. Those mental states define our mind. Conceit, mana, then wrong view, doubt, sloth, restlessness, shamelessness, fearlessness, wrongdoing. I think you have learned all these ones. No need to explain. Is there anyone who know why here the Buddha, we do not use the word sloth and torpor? Here we find only sloth. Okay. Why? Please use microphone. Any idea? The reason is I do not have any idea. I ask I ask you. Okay. Any idea? Why sloth and torpor? Tina. Okay, you have an idea? If you yeah.
One of them refers specifically to recognition in mind. The other one refers to recognition in body. So here we found one is supposed to talk about the mind.
Yeah, beautiful, yes. Yeah, you're.
It's not referring to the mind.
Yeah, torpor is based on the body. You're right. I think it's very close. I also think it's like this. Normally, defilements, we're talking about the mind. Sloth and torpor, when the sloth arises in our mind, the ability of the mind reduces. if torpor arises in our mind, the capacity of the body reduces. Yeah? Same. Okay. But according to Abhidhamma, it's not like this. According to Abhidhamma, sloth, the capacity of the mind, consciousness, Cheda. Torpor, the capacity of mental factor. Actually, both consciousness and mental factor are the same. The mind, right? The mind. But of course, in this case, I think what some teachers say is correct. Actually, sloth, the capacity of the mind. Torpor, the capacity of the body. I think it's very, very good explanation. Okay. Then today I want to explain 3 types of defilements for the last time. So 3 types of defilements. Actually, earlier we learned 10 types of defilements. So number 1, latent defilement, anusaya kilesa. So defilements latent in our mind. So those defilements can be removed with the magga chetas, supramundane path. So when you attain Sotapaddi magga cheta, and you can remove doubt, defilements of doubt like this, wrong view like this. So latent defilements, anusaya kilesa. So it can be removed with the magga cheta. The second one is outpast defilements, priyotthana kilesa, outpast. So actually, sometimes the anger latent in our mind, it does not arise. It's anusaya or latent defilements. But sometimes the anger arises in your mind. You're too angry in your mind. That's outpast defilement, priyotthana. The hatred or anger arises. So it can be controlled. Such type of defilement can be controlled with the samatha. So when your mind is concentrated, you don't have such anger, or you don't have a greed, delusion, etc. So outpast defilements can be controlled with the samatha. And the last one, operating defilement. We take a kilesa. Now you try, your anger trying to operate, your greed trying to operate. Because of that, you kill a person. Because of that, you tell lie, etc. That's operating defilements. So that defilement can be prevented with the sila. If you have a sila, you will not kill a person. If you have a sila, you will not tell lie. So different level of defilements. The first one, latent defilements, anusaya. We already learned with it 7 type of defilements. An outpast defilements, so it arises in your mind, but you do not take action. So those defilements, outpast defilement, can be controlled with the samatha or concentration. Operating defilements, you take action with the anger, sometimes with the greed, sometimes with the conceit, sometimes wrong view. So these are operating defilements. Such defilement can be prevented with the sila. For that reason, to prevent such operating defilements, we need to observe sila. Different level of defilements. Question? Okay.
For number 2, maybe even for number 3, can we say that such defilements can be controlled with your mind?
Sorry?
For number 2, or first, and maybe even number 3, operating defilements,
Yeah.
which you can agree.
Yeah.
can we say that we actually can be controlled with metta?
Metta.
Yeah.
Metta is samatha. Metta is samatha. You can control number 2, opas defilements. Yeah, samatha. Compassion, samatha. Yeah. Because a samatha is a tranquility, serenity of the mind. So Vipassana or Panya is understanding Nama Rupa in terms of anicca, dukkha, anatta. That is Vipassana. So actually, we trying to radiate loving kindness and compassion. We do not see, Actually, a person, we trying to radiate loving kindness toward a person. A person is not a person is not a parameter. It's just concept. Just a concept. So we cannot practice Vipassana with the concept. So only Nama Rupa, parameter can be practiced as a Vipassana. Compassion, all the 4 Brahma Vihara are samatha. Jhana, samatha. So we have 40 type of samatha. Based on those samatha, we can practice, we attain concentrations. If we attain concentrations, then we can analyze Nama Rupa in terms of anicca, dukkha, anatta. That is called Vipassana. So number 3, operating defilements. If you have a compassion, those operating defilements will not come in. If you can control your mind defilements with the samatha, there will be no operating defilements. Sometimes you cannot control your mind with the samatha, then operating defilement is so strong that it's going to operate, or going to take action. Killing, stealing, and telling lies. But for that reason, you need to keep precept. So precept or sila is controlling your mind and your controlling your bodily and verbal actions. So sila can be prevented. Third one. So you talk about different degree of defilements. Of course, yes. So sorry. I only use the word of course. Sorry?
It should not be one powerful, it should come together.
No. Actually, in terms of, if we compare concentration and sila, concentration is more powerful. So if we have a concentration, then we will not break the sila. Just like a metta. If you have a metta, you will not kill a person. If you have a metta, you will not tell lie like this. So actually, samatha, powerful, then sila. So you cannot control your mind with the concentration. For that reason, you need to keep precept. That is a precept is the less defense. The less defense. Sorry?
If we want to take it even further,
Yeah.
beyond sila and basic level, then actually the most powerful is it can be controlled with right understanding.
You're right. Yeah. Or insight.
Yeah.
Vipassana insight. The most powerful one is Subramanian path. Magacheda, right? So all the defilements will be uprooted once and for all. Okay, thank you. Let's close our lessons. Oh, no. before we chant, next Saturday I will close the class. One week. Yo varadam bhavaro manu jesu sakya muni bhagava kata kecho parakato bala viriya samanki dan sukatam saranatamu beni ragavi ragamani dhammasokan dhammama sangata mapati gulam marurami mambagunan suvipatam dhammami mansaranatamu beni yatachadi nama apalamahu chatusu susisu purisayugesu atacha pogala dhammasati sangami mansaranatamu beni. Sadhu, sadhu, sadhu. Thank you everyone.